How you doing, guys? I'm Randall. This is JJ at KravMagaTraining.com. In this video, we're going to go over the escape from the guard, but the issue we're going to address is what if the attacker has a collar tie or head tie and an overhook on your arm. If this happens, it can be very difficult to get out of unless you know how to get out of it, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. So let me explain what's up here. If anybody's done any type of training before, they don't want to get hit, they're going to naturally have one arm around the back of your neck, control your posture. So now I can't sit up and strike effectively. And also on this side, he's going to have an overhook over here. So I can't use this arm and it pins my arm to the floor. So if we flip this over, here's the overhook here, here's head control here. This is very dangerous. I'm very vulnerable to arm locks, chokes. I can't strike effectively here. I can get swept. And I definitely am not going to be able to escape guard. So I need to figure out how to get out of this position. Okay, so first we're going to address the overhook. So we're going to go back to this side here. To get this overhook, I'm going to give you guys two options. One is you can do quick bursting movements to pummel out. So JJ's got a tight overhook on me. This may or may not work, but it's usually my first option, especially in street fight, because the action is very quick. So he holds really tight. Now, notice I'm going to do this in quick burst movements. Okay, so that's one option. Notice I'm not doing this. He holds on really tight, trying to muscle out, because it just lifts his whole body up. Quick, incremental, explosive movements. When I get my hand free, notice I cup his bicep, pin it to the ground. This is what we should be doing in the first place to prevent this from happening, okay? But shit happens, we need to know how to get out of this. Now, this may not work if the person's very strong, has a really tight overhook. So a more technical way to get out of this is to basically draw a circle with your hand to pummel out of it. So I'm gonna take this hand, rotate it down. Once I get to here, my thumb is gonna turn down. My goal is to get my back of my hand on top of his stomach here, continue the motion up. My hand will be free. Now I can go back to bicep control. So once again, think about drawing a circle, get your hand on top of their body, continue the circle, and then establish your bicep control so they can't reapply the overhook. So that's how you guys deal with that. My priority is I like to always get my arm free first. Now, if you have my head control, so we'll flip it so you can see it on this side of the camera. To get this free, my favorite option is this. So take this hand, open it up like a chop position, pummel it to the inside, like you're gonna wipe the side of your head like this. Once I get to this position here, I'm going to flare my elbow up, which creates a wedge. And as I do that, watch how my hips shift back to duck my head out and underneath of it. Same thing, once I get here, I will pin the arm down to control it. So again, watch how I wedge my elbow up, watch how I shift my hips back, and I'll get my head free. That's the ideal way to do it because it keeps my hands in front of me. Now, if the person's really strong, this isn't working, you also have the option of taking your hand, grab any fingertip, peel it back, and off. That's not my go-to move because it feels like it puts my arm in an awkward position, but if I can't pummel out of it, that is my backup plan. So now we're going to do both at the same time here. So you got head control or collar tie up here, you got the overhook over here. Do the overhook, keep your head free, reestablish bicep control. Now we're in a great position to go to our strikes, sit back, and escape the guard. So just remember, ideally prevent this in the first place. Don't forget your fundamental techniques that we teach. Basic positioning, controlling the biceps, or the same position so they can't pull your head down and control you in the first place. This is how you prevent that, but things happen in fights, especially during a scramble. You might get your head tied up, you might get your arm tied up, no problem. Now you guys know how to pummel out of it and complete the escape from the guard. So anyways, guys, hope that technique helps. If you've never practiced this before, definitely integrate it as part of your overall ground fighting game. Thanks a lot.